Hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today is a good day. I'm feeling much better. And we're going to do a few pages for this Grungy Sunflower Journal and stress on the grungy. So, what we're actually going to also do is start a new sneaky peek journal. And I had been saving this one until this time period because this is my winter book. It's actually the outside of a real book. I took and put papers on it to hide the title and the spine and all that kind of thing. Now, it's a little gapey, as you can see, little gator mouth. So these are little pieces like a belt or something that you can get in the sewing department at Walmart. And the two hooks work like that. And what I did is I sewed them to a piece of grosgrain. Grosgrain ribbon is really strong ribbon. So I had taken it and putting it around the back and brought it through the front, and I covered with my focal here so you didn't see it. And anyhow, I've got other little things on here. I've got some ribbon here hiding the spine where you can read the title. I can't even remember what book this was. I have some metal on it, so you got some hardware, some bling. I have some stamping words on here. It was a personal journal for me for the winter of 2022. I had a little angel from some of my jewelry makings, and I took this brad and I went through this piece of vellum. This was something from, I don't know, some kind of ephemera kit that I had, and I just went through there. So it's like a snow angel, I call it. This is mostly with a kit that has to do with winter and animals. Actually, it's two kits. One of them was Winter Woods by Digital's Graphica, and another one was Winter Wonderland by My Porch Prince. I know this is the My Porch Prince ones because I really love those. I made a little tag with "We are fearless, independent, and original." I took a ticket, kind of cut it up, and put it on there. And I made a tuck out of this little journal card or something that was in the ephemera pack. I love the words that were incorporated, the album. So I made sure that was the front. And this is where you do a altered book. This is considered an altered book, in case you didn't know. I went in through here. I stamped out my little January and the numbers. And I think it held through to March. I put a little bling here. This one was the Winter Woods one by that Digital's Graphica. They had the really pretty blues with animals. This part is the My Porch Prince. They're a little darker, a little grungier. Now I'll stop at this page because I got a lot on here I can show you. I made this little tag, just a piece of a snowflake I had left over. I put a star at the top, a little scrap of paper up there. This was part of a tag that came with the kit. And then this is a little, what is that, a booklet? It's like a little trifold booklet, but I really collaged inside and just used up a bunch of stuff. I made the ticket over here that I think came from, Scrapbooking with Me. And I made it into a tuck. This is also from the Scrapbooking with Me freebie that month. This was from, like I said, 2022, so there's been a little bit of mileage in between then and now. So I don't know how far back you'd have to go looking for. And that's another one of the Scrapbooking with Me freebies. This was from the My Porch print kit. Had a beautiful hair on it with the tree line in the background. And I always love anything to do with the advertisements. I just dearly love the advertisements. And here is the background on this one. Real pretty cotton ball berry bush. I'm not really sure what that bush was, but it's really pretty. So those go in there like that. Now this side, you have a tuck. And I just made a tuck out of a piece from one of the kits. It was from one of the kits. I'm not sure which. And put a thing from the Scrapbooking with Me on the front. Here was another one which held this little vellum tag, which I did heat emboss. I don't know how I did it because usually you got to get a special kind of vellum to heat emboss. And here was another little heat embossed snowflake. There is a die cut one. There is another one here. And I just kind of layered it up with all kinds of blues. These stamps came from the, which one was that? I think it was the Winter Woods by the Digital Graphica, I believe, because I got a free page that had all these stamps on it. Actually, tell you the truth, I think it's in my porch prints. Anyhow, so I wrote all over the back of it here. And that tucks back in here because it was swinging. It was swinging around, so I wanted to make sure I had it down. I also have some of these bookmarks or file folder tab thingies. All right, so we're going to stop right there, and I will show you some more on the next video. And what I'm going to show you here is I've got one of my Tim Holtz stamp sets that has the leaves on it. I'm not really sure what this one's called. It had the stencil and it had the the stamps in it. It was bubbles and burlap. That's the only way I can tell them apart. It's the THMM 151. Anyhow, so we're going to use the stamp part with the two big leaves. And I've already put the one on there, and I'm using archival ink. That's why they stain the clear stamps, but it's okay. I mean, it's not going to hurt it one bit, because you want to build up some layers on your stamps, because that helps you stamp better. It seasons your stamps, so it's a good thing. So don't think, oh, I got to keep it nice and pretty. No, you don't. You really don't. All right, I want to really thank everyone for coming to visit, coming to view, and check me out. I really appreciate it if you'd leave a message or a likes, a thumbs up, any of those things to help me out, because it really helps my channel. Helps me get seen out there, that kind of thing. All right. So what I've been doing, I've used potting soil. That's the color of this one here. And I'm just kind of rotating. I think I'll go down with this one. And the paper that I'm working on here, it's actually going to be my glue page, where I'm going to roll my glue stick across it. But I want you to see something. So I don't think I need the ink anymore, so we'll set that over here. I'm over here stumbling around, sorry. The other item I'm going to do on here is a little bit of word stamping. So I need to get a little, get this stamp. I'll just take this off of here. Now, some people don't even clean their stamps, but I like to go over them with a little wet wipe. I have a stamp here with these little words on it, and I don't think, and then I'm going to also use this one because they're not uniform, you know. But this is going to, and I do need to get some more. And I'm using the archival because I didn't want this ink to move. I didn't want it to bleed. I didn't want it to do anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get in here and put a little bit of stamping here and there. Doesn't have to be one way or the other. And it's just going to prep our page. So we've got something here, you know. Doesn't have to be one direction. It could be up, down, all around. Let me put one here. But it's just going to be, what you call it, fluff? It's just going to be fluff, because it'll give some kind of interest to the background when the main thing is not on here. Okay, oop, that's a little too light. Let's see if I can help that. Well, I think we're good. It looks like it's the majority of it has something on it somewhere. So we'll go with that. And then I do have this other one with the dots on it. I really like that one. And let me stick it back on there. I'm just all over the place, aren't I? Get this back up where you can see it. This one, I love this one because it's got such a, I don't know, it's like a natural look to it. See, it just, I use it on things when I want it to look aged, spotted, distressed in some way. Instead of doing, you know, the runny ink that they splotch on everything, I will use this. Because it just, it adds a really interesting element, I believe. You could use it for snow. You could use it for like a constellation. There's many areas that this could be used. And I'm sure there's a big one out there somewhere. So you can probably get a large size of this as well. All right. I think we'll just do that. All right, looks good. Now, down to the nitty gritty. I'll get this out of the way. And I still have plans for this stencil right here. And I'll show you that here soon. Now, what I wanted to do, I have this little index card that I couldn't spell. So I was going to send something to my niece. And what we're going to do is take all these little scraps that I pulled out of my bag yesterday, or the last video, whichever day you were viewing that. And we're going to put them on here. Actually, we're going to put them on this side. Now, what I want to do, though, is, and this one I'm going to save, because that's going to be my sunflower. We're going to just take little pieces, and we're going to put it down. And mostly we're going to do like straight lines. So I'm going to rip it right there. I really like that side. That's kind of cool, isn't it? But I don't know that it would work in the scheme of things. Now, when you're doing glue sticks, you know, you're going along the one edge. Well, that's what we're wanting here. We're wanting to actually go over the edge so that glue stick is hitting this background paper. And it's putting some on there. Now, you can keep switching it one way, another way, however works best for you. But try to get as many angles on here as you can get. Now this one, I don't know why I have a red or pink one here. I don't think I'm going to use that. That is not the right color. Here is a little bit that I had left over. It's got a pretty yellow. The only thing is it's about the same width as that one. So I want to, now I'm going to turn this a little bit a certain way and come back through here again. And make sure I get enough on there. That's the other thing. You want to make sure there's enough on your glue, of your glue stick on your piece that makes it stick really good. I'm just using Elmer's glue, but I feel like if I get enough on there, it really helps. I don't have to worry about putting back regular wet glue behind it. That's like double work. Definitely double work. All right, I'm going to put this little piece of wood right here. And we're just going to continue to cover this. We're just going to keep going. Now this piece is a little too short, so I'm going to go upside. You don't have to go all in one direction. You can get creative and just, oops, go one way, go another way. That's kind of how a log cabin quilt is made. You go in several different directions. Okay. And I know this is kind of boring. I'm just showing you a little bit of this, just so you got your idea. And I've used up a little bit of that. I don't know why I got pink here. Why have I got pink? We do have a little bit more of a different color here. Let's go with that. Oops. I don't have any. Got to find a spot I don't have anything. But I'm going to really use this, not just today, but for several workings of a masterboard. So I cover this completely with some kind of a glue residue. You really, really want to do that. All right, I got that on there. And I don't know. I've got more pink. Good grief. What is it with me and pink? I do have this little piece right here. Yep, that'll work. Okay. And this is a thicker piece. Actually, I could use that side. Okay. Yeah, and the more glue residue on here, the better. I can already see where it builds up. And then it kind of dries a little bit. And then you build up some more. And it's really great. All right. Well, I think that's where I'm going to call it quits, because I want to show you the other part of this. This is just the beginning. Now, I've taken one and I've used, I don't know if you can see the residue building on there, but I can see a trough track, whatever, going that way. I can see one going this way. So that's what you want to do. Then here are some that I have done. This one I've already done. See, I didn't put anything on the back of it at all, but I'm going to show you what happens after I do. Now this one here, I put little pieces of book page. I just put the book page on here, glued them all down. That one actually needs a little help, but it ain't gonna hurt. I'll just put a little glue under it. But then I used it to do my gluing, you know, for my masterboard. And you can see how I went across it. Now, after that, if you've got tags or something you're needing to do the outside of, that's where I came back again. And I went across here and I was just inking my edges and stuff. And the ink was coming back down on here. Now, if you didn't want to do it that way, you can just take your not glue, but your little pad, and you can just keep going down through here. You can go in patches with different colors. It doesn't matter how you do it. You can go one color or you can go several colors. Now, this blue one is probably the best one. This one here, trying to figure out. This one here is the actual one. You can't even tell the difference, can you? But this is the one that I actually did it on. Now you can see the troughs here where I went in different directions. And then I went over with just a blue dabber. And you can see how I was doing the edges of the pages. And it almost gives it a graphical look, or what is that word with squares and rectangles and all that. I can't remember. But yeah, you can see where I began and ended with some of the edges. And I thought that was a really, really cool look. And it's grungy, yeah. You could use it as a page. Now I made a copy of it here. And I could do like one side and then the other. I've got this one where it can be used on the front or the back. It can be like a background page because you can write over top of it and keep your original so you can just make copies, because this is sort of bumpy after all is said and done. Now see, there's a little bit I need to probably put some glue on, but that's all you got to do. You got to get in here and put a little bit more glue and put your edges down and make sure they stay there. Now the one here that I've got that you can't really see, but it does have the glue residue on it, I'm going to show you what I did. Now I'm just going to do it, I think in gathered twigs. I want it to be a nice brown. I'll do gathered twigs in my ground espresso. And you just get in here, try not to have anything on there, and you'll just go in a circle. And I'm going to go over it all the way with this, and then I'll come back. But as I do it, you will see that little bit where the glue sticks, it's going to be darker. And actually with this one, it's pulling out that little bit of yellow that's in this ink pad as well. Isn't that cool? I just stumbled over this. I thought it was a cool concept. Now, I was remembering what I was going to call it. Now, what was that? A cheap man's gosh, texture paste. I think that was it. This is a poor man's texture paste. So you're able to get like a little bit of a feel from this if you wanted to do a really heavy glue and use your original. But I suggest just saving your originals. And you can do different colors. I mean, it's anything you would choose to do. Now, I'm putting Distress Ink Oxide on here. Now, I could go back over it with some drops of water. And with the one that I did the archival ink on, that one, if you put this type of ink over top of your archival will stay. But, of course, your distress inks will, they will activate. They will give you another type of, a level of distress. And leave you little splotches and that kind of stuff. Alright. So, now, I'm going to get in here, and I'm going to go over it with the darker. That gives me my little bit of yellow, you know, for the... And the more you put on here, the more it comes out, to tell you the truth. So, if you wanted to put a lot on there, it won't hurt a thing. And I didn't do too much gluing with this page. I can see that right now. I don't have as much as I did on that blue page, per se. Alright. That was my Gathered Twigs Oxide. And now, I'm going to put a little bit of this one, the Ground Espresso. Just to give it a bit darker shading. And I think the glue really pulls. See it coming out a whole lot darker? It really pulls at the darker colors. Because that's what you're really hitting. Ooh, okay. Now, actually I did some of my tickets. That's exactly what I did. When I was doing my master board for the tickets, that's exactly what I used this for. So I probably mentioned on that one about you saving your paper. And I was going to show you down the line what I was going to do with it. Took me a while, didn't it? Took me a while. All right. I'm sure I'm moving my camera too, so I apologize for that. I hope everybody's doing well. I need to ask you that. I know there's been a lot of stuff going around, and I really hope you are feeling well, rested, better, all of the above. All right. Now, we are done with it so far. Now, this is it if you wanted to stop at this level. Now, if not, let's see what we can do if we add a little bit of water. And all I'm going to do is squirt a little bit of water in my hand. And I want to see what it does. This is just copy paper now. So, if you wanted to make this a little more sturdier, you could go with a better paper. And I got me a paper towel over here. Oh, I got it everywhere. But I'm going to see if it'll pick up. I might have to hit it with a little bit of a heat gun too. Let's see what we can see. There we go. And I don't know if you have craft paper, but I've got a little bit of something I can show you with some craft paper I've got. That'll be kind of an effect. All right, I'm going to go over and hit it with a craft gun. Oh, wait. I think it's coming off now. I just have to get it on there a little heavier. Because I've got spots here that it actually did something with. I just don't want to warp this paper too much. All right. All right, let's see what that does. Yeah, me and Mom had went out to eat to get us this soup we really like. It's a seafood bisque. Oh, it's so good. It's at one of these local places in town, and there we go, getting our sweet tea, and we always get lemon, and you go and you you use your lemon, you know, and this lemon squirted. It squirted everywhere. But they've got these pieces of craft paper rolls that they roll out, and they'll put it down on your table. You can actually use crayons and draw things. They've got all kinds of masterpieces up where the cash register's at. All right, let me go and dry this, and then I'm going to show you that piece of craft paper. Okay, I got it done. I got the sprinkles on there, and I wiped them off, and then when I dried it, they really came out in droves. So isn't that kind of cool? The only problem is it's almost the same, kind of the same shade as this one. So I've got an idea here to use this stencil with the dots, and I'm going to use the ground espresso. So I've got sort of a darker surface here. Now before I do that, I wanted to show you this. This is the craft paper. And see, when I squeezed my lemon and it like squirted another direction, you know how they usually do, it hit this paper, and look how it gave it a sort of a grungy look there. And I think you can use regular lemon juice out of the bottle, or I don't know if it has to be an actual lemon, but that's something you can try if you wanted to get some different looks. Now you can go back over this with some of this, and see, it'll come out with some of the spots on there, and I think that's kind of a neat look. Now you can go in with the burlap look as well, so you can like use this as a layering item, and that's what I was going to do. I'm going to put it like behind something or as an edge on something. It's going to get used, and you will get to see that later. All right, I'm going to go back over this with some more of these dots, and then I have something that when you use the wet wipes on here, it really makes a difference. So I'm going to show you a little bit of something using the wet wipe to actually clean the stencil, but it actually gets on here and does a really neat little edge on the stencil itself. So we're just going to put a little bit here, a little bit there. Yeah, kind of like that. Give me a little bit in that spot. All right, now what I'm going to do is show you what it looks like when I take and put my stencil in there. And you probably have seen this before. I don't know. I haven't seen this image before. So I'm going to go in this empty spot right here, and I'm going to act like I'm cleaning this. Now when I do, it's going to take that and put it in behind. Oh, it went dark on me too. But it almost gives you like a little horseshoe design. It's not like a solid like this one. It's more of a little horseshoe look. And I thought that was kind of a neat look to it. Yeah. Well, you don't see it as well, but if you did it at home, try that and see what you think. Because it actually, it's picking up and then it's putting back. Let me go on the back side of this and rub a little bit more ink on here and see what I can do. Maybe I didn't have enough ink. Okay, let's try that. My oxide here, I use that ground espresso all the time. So it may be getting a little weak. More than likely it is. Okay. Let's do us a little piece here. And you're doing, oh yeah, there we go. There's what I wanted to show you. See that little dark impression on the outside edge of that? That's what I was going to show you. And I think that's a cool, cool little design. Let's see if I can get some to come out here. I think I just needed more on here. Yes, yes, I got some more. See it right there? It's got like a little C shape to it. I think that's really cool. So you get in there and you play with your you play with your stencils, or you play with your inks and stuff like that, and see what you can come out with. Now I can probably get back in there with another color to give me a little bit more rounding of maybe a yellow. But I will see what I can see here. Okay, now I want to do a little bit of something else here. I saw this on Gail Augustinelli. I think it was some kind of papers that she had inside of her journal she's working on at the moment. But it was like an outline kind of a deal. So I thought I would try to do that with a few words going around the outside of this distress page. It will bring it back to being, you know, not just a distress page, but it'll have some words on it. See if this will work. I'm using the archival ink again. It's not that dark, but I think I'm okay with that. I wanted it to be bold enough that you could read it. I didn't want to use black. I thought that would be a little too harsh. So we're going to use this color. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to just keep changing out. I don't know if there's any. This is the correspondence one. I think I'd like special delivery. Let's try that one. And we'll put that one back over here. This is a long one too. Okay. Just get that on there with a little bit of ink. I was going to try to use just certain sizes, I guess. But I don't know. I might just use a variation. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to take that one and come down here. I don't want it to be right up to the edge because I think that will get lost. Depending on, how your printer will take the edges of your margins. All right, I have a handle with care here. I think that's a good one. Yeah. Well, I could use a smaller one for him. Yeah, you just get in here and kind of play away. Oh, yeah, that's a nice bright one. So I'll put that one up here. I like it. I like it. All right. I think that's all we're using from that one. Next. Of course, our old faithful field notes. You can't have a good grungy journal without using field notes. It just ain't happening. We're going to use Shipment Collect because they might be out there in the field gathering sunflowers to ship somewhere. So we will use that. Right there. That's a good spot. Yeah. See, it's dark and it's light. It's dark and it's light. So I got a nice variation going here. And see, you can save this. This does not have to be used as an original. It can be kept in your drawer, file, whatever. And you can be using this over the years. It's already made. I mean, what could be any better? And it's an actual piece that's been handmade. Now, when you go and do the copies, you also have the option of adding more to it after you've got the copy made. It's a little crooked, but I'm okay with it. All right, let's give this one. Okay, I need a little small one. Should I go with a number? Maybe I should go with a number. The 015, I need a smaller stamp block. There we go. We'll go with a number here. Because I need one right here. Yeah. And then I need one right here. Okay, I think I'll turn it this way and do it. Yeah. Is that it? Yep, I think that's good. We are done with it. And I wanted to print some of my papers that I was going to use in this book. I'm out of ink. I'm all out of ink. So this was the only thing I could show you today. Now we have our nice grungy page. You can see the lines that are used. You can go back over it with more and more ink as you prefer. I may get in here and do a little bit more darker ground espresso to bring out a few more of these lines really nice. Actually, I'll do one right now. And yeah, see how it's bringing it out? The more ink you put on here, the darker it's going to get. But I don't want to do too much that'll take away from my other parts of my background. But layering is the name of the game. Alright, I was just going to do a little more and show you. Then I'll do a close-up. Okay, now let me show you. So we have our beautiful little outline with all the different words. You've got the little stenciling in here with the spots. You've got where I rubbed it off and gave you that extra little C-shaped thing. I don't see it all over. Oh, right here. Here's a good example. Where you rub it off with, like you're cleaning your stencil. It actually does a better job. And then you've got the nice background that we started with the glue stick. And I really like that. I think that turned out so well. All right, everybody, thank you for coming to visit. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Keep me inspired. Keep me in hope. But everybody, I'll see you again. And everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.